this. So you had the skate shop first before the trucking.
Right.
So how did that go? Like, was that more of like was that your first business?
That was my very first business. Yeah. Yes.
How did that go? Because I've been involved in like a starting up business, and it didn't go as planned.
Yeah.
But I can still say I learned a lot from that experience. Like, how was that for you?
I would say it's the same. It did not go as planned at all.
Yeah.
I would say it was a failure, but on the terms of failing, we failed at making profits.
Got you.
On the terms of failing at knowledge, that was a complete opposite. I learned so much trying to operate, and that's what I'm saying, trying to operate.
Yeah.
The skate shop, right? And just meeting people, and then just honestly realizing who I was and what's my worth to my business, right? Even though I was trying to say, I have this inventory, I have this product, but what was my worth to that business? And that I learned that. That's a hard lesson to learn, but yet when you learn it, you're going to remember that forever. Experience. And I'll get into a story later, but knowing my worth allowed me to let other people know, hey, this is my worth.
Got you.
So
why skate shop? Like, what made you do skate shop?
Oh, it was just a dream. Like, that was I skated ever since I've been 17, so I've been skating for a long time. I'm going more into like the bowls and transitions. Not so much the street skating because I'm getting older,
Like skateboarding? Or
skateboarding, yeah.
So you skateboard?
Yeah.
Cool.
I was thinking like roller skates.
No, they have people out there at the park that does roller skates, but I'm on a skateboard.
Okay.
Yeah,
because I'm about to say, I don't really see much skate shops in Houston or skating rings.
Yeah. And that was the thing. So I didn't see, they were building a big park over in Greenspoint, right? And I live in Humble, so it was close to my house.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, there's no skate shops around, right, at all. And so me being a skater, I'm like, I'm not gonna go to the mall to buy any skateboards.
Sure.
Just because they don't have like the specifics. They just have like the overall brands.
They don't specialize in it.
They don't specialize in it, right? So there was a like a little shop like this, like a warehouse.
Yeah.
And for lease, right near the skate shop or the skate park. So we went and leased it.
So it was right near the skate park as well?
Yeah, it was right near. Well, it was on the other side of the freeway, but relatively close. And the first day we opened up, we found out that there was another skate shop opening up around the corner.
Wow.
So for 5 years, 5 years we had competition with them, and it, like I said, it taught me life experience. It taught me what is my real worth to what I'm trying to start. So
I'm sure it must have been hard, like stopping that, seeing as that was your passion, and when do you know when to stop? Because of course we all have stuff that is our passion, and we really want to invest into it. Like, I'm sure it's hard to stop when it's something.
Oh man, it took a natural disaster, literally the natural disaster, for me to say, okay, it's time to move on. And it was the flood, because we had
which one, Hurricane Harvey or
before that was that.
I don't remember.
So back in 2016.
Was it the one in Louisiana, or it was really bad in Louisiana?
I think it was Ike.
Ike, okay.
Yeah.
I forget. I was what was it? It was like 2016, 2017, somewhere around there.
Oh, it's Harvey then. Yeah, it was Harvey.
Was it Harvey?
Yeah.
Because that was the last one.
The one that flooded all of Houston.
Yeah, it was Harvey.
Yeah.
So that is what it took, that happening, where it came in and flooded all our ramps, and looking at the cost to redo everything again, to start back up, I was like, oh no,
it don't make sense.
I can't do this. I mean, it's been fun, it's been real.
Yeah.
And you've been going at it for like 5 years, right?
Yeah, so, and it was like going to work, and then after work going to the skate shop, checking the registers, because I had employees too, so checking, worrying about the employees, and man, it was a lot, but it was fun. It was the best 5 years.
You enjoyed it as well?
Yes,
nice.
I definitely enjoyed it. Yeah,
that's awesome. So after that, at what point did you decide to start the trucking business?
So the trucking actually came a few years after.
Mm-hmm.
My uncle, he passed away a couple years ago, but he wanted to start the trucking company.
Oh.
Right. And so my uncle, this is my uncle, he would always come to me, nephew, I got this, got this investment, got this idea, right?
Yeah.
And I would never jump at any of his ideas, ever. I'd be like, yeah, okay.
All right,
I was like, yeah, that'll work. And I just never been interested in it. I mean, I don't want to say it took his death for me to be interested, but this was one of the ideas that he had that I was just like, first, he never told me about it at all. He told my aunt, and my aunt told me after he had passed. But
he didn't tell you about
He
that?
never told me about trucking. But he had always said, I just need to get this truck. I need to get this truck.
Yeah.
And so my aunt finally told me after he passed, and then I was like, well, yeah. She was like, you want to start? I was like, yeah, let's do it. And so we started with getting 2 trucks then, and then those end up breaking down. You're having to go through some things with those, and then now we still got 2 trucks. But I would say since day one of opening my trucking company, it has been what I would have liked the skate shop to be.
Got you.
Right? Day one to open a skate shop, it was always me pouring money, my personal money into the place.
To the business, yeah.
Every month, right? But the first day opening up the trucking company, it was just like the money was there, and the money has always been there. Yeah.
So with this skate shop, you would say you were more taking out of your personal money and investing it into.
Oh yeah, that's a horrible. Listen. Many people may say you need to put your money into it, and you need to. If this is what you want to do, you got to put your own money into it, right?
Yeah.
Yes, to a certain extent.
Gotcha.
But one thing I learned is how long I should put my money into this before I realize I'm not making good decisions. Mm-hmm. So that's what another thing I learned.
It's like knowing when to break up with a girl.
Right. You're like, man, I don't know. Should I? I don't know.
You're in between. Yeah.
Then y'all actually break up, and then you're like, man, did I make a good decision? Yeah.
It takes a bit of time to realize, and then
yeah, because that's a good example. Like, because you're married to this, like you're committed to this, and then no one's coming in bringing you revenue, and you're just saying, okay, what am I doing wrong? And it could just be, this is just not your lane. You can be doing something else.
But it was definitely like a passion of yours.
Oh man, it's still a passion. Like, really, even to this day, in the back of my mind, I still have plans to reopen up a skate shop somewhere. Yeah. Right? Because I'm like, I can have the trucks parked there, can have the warehouse here, So it's still my passion. But the second time around, if there will be a second time around, it has to make sense, and it has to be profitable. Even if it's a non-profit organization, it still has to be profitable.
It has to make sense.
It has to make sense. Yeah,
I can relate to that because, similar to what you're saying, my mother had a restaurant, and this was our first time in the restaurant business, and we had people coming in and everything like that, but it's all about budgeting yourself and spending your money at the best place. So you want to go to like wholesale and get everything at the best rate rather than running out of stuff and going to HEB or someone
right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's bigger than just having people come in. You have to spend your money in the right places. And from that experience, I learned a lot. Like it didn't work out how it was supposed to work out, but the amount of knowledge I got from that, I still have dreams of opening like a restaurant, but I want to do it the right way. Yeah. So I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. And that's like I was saying earlier, that's something the school didn't teach me. But I'm big on education. Yeah. I advocate education to everybody, but there are some things you're never ever gonna learn in school. because one,
thank you,
the teacher.
I agree.
I appreciate that.
No, they're coming from a teacher.
Yeah.
For one, the teacher is teaching based off their own experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, I'm teaching my business students to operate a business. If their dream is to operate a radio station or a podcast or something like media, like social, like some type of media like this,
Yeah.
I don't. That's not my wheelhouse,
True.
right?
Yeah.
So I can tell them about the finances of it,
Mm-hmm.
but just understanding the finances doesn't run your business successfully.
True. Yeah.
Understanding the finances just means you got money in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
But you can have all the money in the bank and have no one come in,
Yeah.
right? So then what do? You just have a whole bunch of money sitting in the bank, and do you really have a business? Well, you're just not operating.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you going a second time around to do the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you learned prior, from the first time, you're going to use that to make it better, So.
It's priceless. The experience I learned from that is priceless.
Mm-hmm. And I think one thing too is for us, we want, and here's the thing, we want to get the experience first and then try to come back and get the formal education.
Yeah.
Right? And I really think that does us a disservice because he was an investment banker. He skates at the park downtown.
Mm-hmm.
He came up to me and he was talking to me about it, right? Before I started opening a skate shop. And he was like, man, retail it's a hard and tough business.
Yeah.
And he knew I was an accountant, so he was like, you know what I'm talking about because you know the numbers. And I was like, and what did I do?
You just
but it's me though. It's me. I'm gonna make this more success.
I'm different.
Yeah, I'm different than what all your experience you've had. I'm different than that, right? No, no, it happened exactly like he said.
Yeah.
It was tough. It was extremely tough, and his definition of tough was what I was going through. You're gonna have to put a lot more of your own money into that than compared to how you should be running the business. Your customers should be helping you run the business by their revenue, right? By their sales, right? And he asked me this. Before he asked me it's going to be tough, told me it's tough, he just asked me, where's your location? I told him where it was. He was like, ooh.
That was a bad ooh, does it? Ooh.
Yeah. But I had already sold. I'm like, this is going to be the place. We had already started painting, to tearing up the carpet, doing everything. I'm like, I'm not going to move. You're not my thought process when he was talking to me was, you're not putting any money into this business. Mm-hmm. So everything you're saying to me is real negative. I don't want to hear you right now, right? Later on, I'm like, wow. Yeah.
You understand?
It was absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's easy for us to do that. It's easy for us to do that.
But at least you went through with it.
At least I went through it, yeah.
Versus having that regret, like, what if he was wrong? Yeah.
Because if I didn't go through it, I would have, like, even to this day, I'd probably been like, man, that guy told me, and what if he, what if he was wrong?
Maybe.
Yeah. So, I mean, hey, you should always go through it.
Yeah, definitely.
Always go through it.